Story Host, a channel that will tell you a bunch of interesting and true stories.
Title: The Quiet Between Us. Chapter 1: The Perfect Routine. For 15 years, Evelyn and Thomas had lived in what their friends called an ideal marriage. They had 2 children, a Labrador named Milo, a tidy suburban home in Connecticut, and matching coffee mugs that said, "Better Together." Evelyn worked as a high school literature teacher. Thomas was a project manager for a renewable energy firm. Their life was predictably calm, almost too calm. Every Thursday, Evelyn cooked carbonara. Every Saturday, Thomas washed the cars. Their conversations began to resemble scripts they'd memorized long ago. Evelyn didn't realize it at first, but silence had started to grow between them. Not the peaceful kind, but the kind that rots from within. Chapter 2: The Bookstore Stranger. It started on an ordinary Wednesday. Evelyn stopped by a used bookstore after school, a habit she'd kept since college. As she browsed a worn copy of Anna Karenina, someone spoke behind her. You know, she didn't have to throw herself in front of the train, right? She turned to see a man around her age, mid-40s, with salt and pepper stubble and a leather satchel slung across his shoulder. "Excuse me?" Evelyn said, intrigued but cautious. "Anna, there were a dozen other exits, but people only remember the dramatic ones." His name was Caleb, a travel journalist on leave, in town caring for his ill mother. They talked for nearly an hour about Tolstoy, grief, and the weight of decisions that feel inevitable. Evelyn told herself it was harmless. Chapter 3: Digital Threads. The texts started innocently: book recommendations, short jokes, a shared Spotify playlist. But slowly, messages extended past midnight. He called her Eve. No one had called her that since college. She noticed how her fingers trembled slightly before opening his messages, how her heart beat faster when his name popped up. She started staying late at work, just in case he walked by. Guilt didn't arrive all at once. It crept in like smoke under a door. Chapter 4: Thomas Notices. Thomas wasn't oblivious. He noticed how Evelyn started sleeping facing away from him, how she laughed less during movies, how she guarded her phone like a diary. One night, as they were cleaning up after dinner, he asked, "Are you happy, Evelyn?" She blinked. A simple question, but her silence stretched too long. "Why would you ask that?" He didn't answer. He didn't need to. Chapter 5: Lines Crossed. It wasn't sex that changed everything. It was the kiss. In Caleb's car after a rainy afternoon coffee. Soft, slow, electric. Evelyn didn't stop it. Didn't want to. It wasn't passion that made her cry afterward. It was the realization that she'd opened a door she couldn't close. Chapter 6: The Unraveling. Thomas found out a month later. A half-read message left on the kitchen tablet. He didn't explode. Instead, he left the house and didn't return until the next morning. They sat on opposite ends of the bed. Thomas asked if she loved him, Caleb. Evelyn couldn't answer, and that, more than anything, hurt him the most. Chapter 7: Fallout. Caleb offered to leave his job, move in with her, quote, "start fresh." But Evelyn saw the truth clearly for the first time. Caleb was an escape, not a solution. He didn't know her, not really, not her children's allergies or her midnight panic attacks, not how she always cries during Little Women. She ended it with Caleb. Thomas moved into the guest room. They agreed on shared custody, no yelling, no drama, just a slow, painful letting go. Chapter 8: What Remains. 2 years later, Evelyn lives in a smaller apartment with the kids. She teaches a writing class on weekends and keeps a framed photo of her family before it broke on her desk. Not out of regret, but remembrance. Thomas is dating again. Evelyn isn't. She still visits that bookstore sometimes, but she never reread Anna Karenina. Some endings, she's learned, don't need to be dramatic to leave lasting scars.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, there are many more like it on my channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think.